Hello and welcome back to Whiskey Wars. My name is Sean and tonight we'll be reviewing David Nicholson Reserve. Let's get into it. Okay, here is our bottle for this evening, folks. David Nicholson Reserve. Now this is a 100 proof bourbon and of course Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. There is no age statement on it, but it says extra aged for a smoother, more full-bodied flavor. This fine bourbon offers a distinct spicy taste with the character and quality you expect from the David Nicholson brand. Well, if I'm honest, before this bottle, I'd never had David Nicholson, so I don't know what we're supposed to expect from the David Nicholson brand. But let's see. Let's get some poured here and see what we should expect from the David Nicholson brand. All right. Now, for those that don't know, this is a product of Lux Row, which is now part of the giant company that is Ross and Squids, or whatever the thing is. It used to be MGP, and now it's MGP and Lux Co. together. So they're just this giant conglomerate now that's just a giant sourcing machine, I would imagine, because Lux Co. is sourced, as it says on the back here, distilled and aged in Kentucky, period. Bottled for Lux Row Distillers, Bardstown, Kentucky. So this is bottled for, not by, and that's important, but this is distilled in Kentucky. Where, though, no one knows. Now, actually, you could probably figure it out if you took the time to research things on the Googles. Let's see what it smells and tastes like, though, because that's what really matters. Not where it's from, but how good of a job wherever it came from did with the things they had. It was distilling and the cuts and the barreling and all the things they do. Yeah. So, smells like bourbon, but a very rich bourbon. Gotta say, not disappointing at all, even though I was kind of crapping on them sourcing and being all those things. Very nice nose. A very nice caramel, nice brown sugar. You know, and I know those are typical bourbon notes, but when they're done well, it still stands out. There's a hint of cherry in there. It's kind of a black cherry. A nice charred toasted oak note coming through. Let's see what else we're getting here. Almost like a toasted marshmallow. A little vanilla. Little bits of cream coming through there, like a whipping cream. Also, there's a kind of a nice chocolate note coming through, and maybe hints of sweet tobacco as well. Yeah, so pretty good nose. Let's get into our first sip here. So, gotta say, the palate was not as nice as the nose kind of promises it will be. There's just hints of youthfulness on there, a little bit of sour oak, little bits of hay, grassiness, just youth. We've all kind of tasted young bourbons, and this kind of has that. It's not real prominent, but it's definitely there. Up front, you get just a very slight hint of a mint note, and then it goes into like charred oak, sour oak, a little bit in there as well, a little bit of black pepper. There are some decent caramel notes and brown sugar notes, but they're not as rich as the nose for sure. Let's go in for one more sip here and see what else we can get. So folks, before we get into that second set of tasting notes, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button. And if you're really enjoying it, then please subscribe. Now, the tasting notes. So I was really focusing on the back of the palate and the finish there. And back of the palate, you start to get quite a bit of sour notes. I don't know if they're necessarily like citrus. It's more like unripe blueberries or like a very sour grape. Maybe really like maybe like yellow raisins. And then as it goes into the finish, it gets a little bolder. You start to get more kind of caramel, brown sugar again, and then lots of charred notes. And honestly, this kind of reminds me of like a Tennessee whiskey. There's kind of that muddy, earthy dirtiness that you get from Tennessee whiskeys because of the charcoal mellowing. So I don't know what the process is they're using over there at Lux Co. or wherever this is done, but nonetheless, you kind of get that. It's not as much as the Ezra Brooks, which is another Luxco product, which Ezra Brooks really tends to chase that kind of Jack Daniel's profile. So this is not quite that much like that, but there is tendencies toward that. There's also kind of that grape note that Jack is known for in there, especially kind of in the finish. All in all, though, not bad. I would say I like this better than Ezra Brooks, which I should, because it's twice the price. This is a $30 bottle, whereas Ezra Brooks is about $15. So I think it's better than that. But, you know, when I'm thinking about other bourbons that are in the price range, I don't know how it fares. I think it's decent. You know, I'm just going to go a flat 7. I don't think it's bad. I think it has a little more character than some of the younger whiskeys we've tasted recently, but definitely not as good as some of the others we've tried recently. So a 7 is what it is. So folks, if this review has been helpful, then please hit that like button. And if you're really enjoying the channel, then you can subscribe right here. And if you want to see more from me, there's more reviews right here. And until next time, folks, just remember, you can never have too much good whiskey.